All right, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Here is going to be our plan for this week because I've had a couple of people asking me about what's involved in delivering the assignment. So it's basically what we've been doing in class, right? If you're in class and you're paying attention, then I think you'll be fine. So our class theme for this week, and in fact for the next couple of weeks, is going to be putting together the assignment. So that's going to consist of a couple of steps, as you've already seen. So we're going to work with, and we've already done this, right? We in fact did it the last 2 weeks. We're going to do it again now. So we're going to create our own AI model, knowledge distilled from DeepSeek R1. In the project, which is coming next, we'll layer in training data, but for right now, we'll just have a model that we can do Q&A with, and we can test it in Google Colab. So that's the application development phase. And then we're going to connect. This is something you haven't seen yet. We're going to cover it on Thursday, so be on time. We're going to connect our Google Colab notebook directly to a GitHub repository. You've seen working with GitHub. You've seen setting up your personal authentication token. So we're going Google Colab notebook, getting it up to GitHub. We're going to sync down. We're going to pull that down to local. And then we're going to push the local GitHub repository to Hugging Face Spaces. And that's going to cover off on some of the DevOps skills section of your course outline. And then we're going to go to Hugging Face Spaces, which again we've done the last couple of weeks, so you should be quite familiar with it by now. We understand that when we use GitHub, local GitHub client on our local computer, and then we do git push, I expect you to know by now, and on the midterm exam you're going to be asked to discuss this, that Hugging Face Spaces server contains a CI/CD pipeline. It'll take your code and package it up in a Docker container, and then it'll push that Docker container to deployment. Hugging Face Spaces does that for you. You just need to GitHub it up there. It does the rest. So your deliverables now. So somebody was asking what kind of a report to make. So you're going to present in your team Trello board the links to your Canva presentation. So you're going to make a Canva presentation, which you've done, and an explainer video, which you've not done yet, but we'll cover that on Thursday. So you're going to make your Canva presentation, and all the team members need to have FaceTime. Everybody needs to present in that video. And then you're going to make a LinkedIn blog and share that. You're going to make a Google Sites website, which is something we haven't seen yet, but we're going to get into that now. That is going to be the marketing website, because we're imagining that we are making a product here. We're using the Aura startup methodology. We covered that on day one. The links are in your Moodle if you want to go and read that again if you don't remember. But we're imagining that we're going to make a product to go and sell. And if you're going to sell something, you probably need a marketing website. So you're going to use one freely available by Google, sites.google.com. You're just going to go there and click plus and make a new site. And I've used this a lot with previous teams, right? And I use it for my own real estate stuff, right? You can easily and for free, you can push information up there. You can make a very nice professional website. And because it is Google, they optimize themselves first. So you're going to be making a Google Sites website as one of the deployables of your product. So as discussed, you're going to be doing your code smithing in Google Colab Notebook. You're going to connect that to a GitHub repository that'll live up on github.com. You're going to pull that down to local premises, and then you're going to push it up to Hugging Face Spaces, and then you're going to configure your Gradio on Hugging Face Spaces to provide a URL that people can access. And that, in addition to your Canva video, will be your final presentation. Right, so here are some of the things you're going to be presenting: your Google Sites website, your GitHub repository URL, your Google Colab notebook in the form of an URL, your Canva presentation and video, Hugging Face Spaces, product URL, and your notebook LM, which is what you're building a synthetic, right? We talked about that 2 weeks ago, I think. You're going to make an AI synthetic personality. You're going to collaborate all the team members in there. You're going to ask your AI to help you. And all of this stuff is going to be now not for the assignment, but for the final project, documented and presented in a LinkedIn blog. And you're going to talk about the Aura startup methodology. Now, for the project, after we finish the assignment, when we come back after the midterm break, we're going to be building a CI/CD pipeline using Git issues and Git actions. We're going to factor in the project management and group collaboration aspects of the course outline. We're going to see how to make our own Docker container locally, so maybe we can push it up to RunPod. And we're going to layer in custom training documents for your model. So for the assignment, you can, right, if you want, and it's actually not that hard, you can go and ask your AI synthetic personality to help you. You can give it more custom training, because DeepSeek is a frontier model, so it already has a lot of general world knowledge. But if you want to train it on a specific business domain, then we'll see how to do that in the project. All right, so any other questions, let me know, and otherwise we will see you on Thursday.
Left, right, AML 3304. We're the class that's trained for more. Neural nets and data flows through the code, our knowledge grows. AI hardcore, that's our name. Building models, that's our game. Rain or shine, we debug the line, making algorithms that work just fine. Up the hill with heavy packs, GPUs strapped upon our backs. Down the valley, through the stream training models with our team. We don't quit, we don't stop. Push that accuracy to the top. In the lab or in the field machine, learning is our shield. From the classroom to the cloud, AML soldiers, strong and proud. Transformers, CNNs, and more, we're the mighty 3304. Everywhere we code and fight, making AI that gets it right. We're the future, we're the best. AI hardcore beats the rest.
AI hardcore.
What's our class?
3304.
Can't stop us! We build AI wherever we go.